Now I would like to move on to the second presenter this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Mr. Tomonori Tsutsui walked us through the history of Comprehensive National Plan of Japan, how they were formulated and reformulated in response to the various dynamic factors of economy, society, and also environment. This morning, you will hear the latest initiatives undertaken under the leadership of MLIT, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism of the Government of Japan. I would like to introduce to you Ms. Yuri Tsubaki, Deputy Director of the City Bureau of MLIT, who will present us the digital transformation in urban development in Japan. It is a project called PLATEAU, the Urban Digital Twin Technology in Japan. Ms. Tsubaki, if you're ready, please come to the podium, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for inviting us and giving us such a wonderful opportunity. Today, I'd like to introduce the project with endless possibilities. The name is Project PLATEAU. Next, please. I'm Yuri Tsubaki, and I'm in charge of urban policy at the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism. It's very nice to see you here. Next, please. So, what is PLATEAU? Next, please. PLATEAU is a project focuses on developing, utilizing, and sharing 3D city models. We are working together with lots of local governments, private companies, and academia. This is a project everyone can join and enjoy the possibility of 3D city models. Next, please. The project mission is we create a new value in a society and solve local issues through the digital twin. Next, please. We started this project on 2020, so this is the fourth year and more people have a chance to use 3D city models now. As you can see, we create data for various urban features such as a building, transportation, city furniture, zoning area, and disaster risk information. Currently, data for about 130 cities has been developed or updated. PLATEAU's data is not just a geometric model. It is GIS data that contains various urban information known as semantics. Using this structured and rich information, we are developing solutions. As I will show you later, actual use cases have been created in various fields by leveraging the open data provided by PLATEAU. Next, please. The value PLATEAU offers is high quality, open data, data structuring. I'm explaining in detail. At first, why I can say PLATEAU is high quality. Next, please. Thank you. In Japan, there is City Planning Act, and under this act, the local government conducts aerial surveys regularly and produce the urban planning base map. This is the basic data for PLATEAU. Particularly important is Japan's rules and regulations for aerial surveying. In Japan, aerial surveys are conducted with consistent quality by local governments. Under this regulation, PLATEAU's data are accurately controlled within a horizontal deviation of 1.75 meters and a height deviation of 0.66 meters. That's why PLATEAU's data is high quality. Another important aspect is leveraging the data from the Urban Planning Basic Survey. Local governments regularly conduct surveys to gather information on land use and building utilization for urban planning. By utilization that existing information, PLATEAU's data becomes even more comprehensive and detailed. Before Project PLATEAU started, these useful data traditionally has been limited to internal use by local governments. The most important point of this project is to reuse these useful data and open it for everyone. Next, please. As I mentioned, PLATEAU's data is developed by local government, so data standardization is very important because there are more than 1,700 cities in Japan. We developed a standard data product specification for 3D city models. By developing this document, we have unified the specifications, standards, and quality of models. We focused on adapting international standards to enhance the interoperability of models. As for data model and format, we adapt City GMA 2.0 defined by the OGC. And we have localized City GML for Japan. Next, please. The standard data product specification also provides detailed definition of LOD, a level of detail for each feature. In fact, PLATEAU's data created in the first year resulted in different cities having different levels of detail, even when the same LOD was applied. Please look at these two figures. These are both LOD2 buildings, the right side figure, but they are different in the details of the wall shape and roof shapes. Fortunately, this challenge was solved by Professor Philip of National University of Singapore. His research of LOD definement. We localized LOD definement with respect to data utility and simplicity of data implementation in Japan. LOD2 was subdivided in terms of the range of detail that can be created using aerial photos. Roof shapes were defined from LOD 2.0 to LOD 2.2 from the perspective of detailing roof shapes. In response to this, LOD 3 was subdivided in the perspective of detailing the wall shape. While the interior of LOD and LOD 3 could be obtained by surveying, it is more effective to use BIM models for the interior. As such, the refinement of LOD 4 was done on the assumption of using BIM models. We are also developing technology to create 3D city models more efficiently. While we have been able to automate the creation of LOD1 building models, we still rely on manual creation of LOD2 buildings. This drives up the cost of creation models. Therefore, we are developing methods and tools to automatically create LOD2 building models using AI. This tool uses DSM point class and building outline data as input data. AI classifies types of building roofs and detects roof lines. Comparing the automatically created 3D city model with the manually created it, we found a cost saving about 50%. So next is, why do we insist on open data? PLATEAU's data is available from the Geospatial Information Center. It is a Japanese one-stop portal site where the data created and provided by various organizations are registered. PLATEAU's data has been widely downloaded and utilized in various commercial and personal applications. Not only data, but also all software developed through this project has been released as open source software. These are products or events which PLATEAU's data is used. A common point among these cases is that they are made possible by data that has high precision location information and is commercially available as open data. Especially when creating or measuring city models from scratch, the cost can be very high. PLATEAU's data is very useful because it can be used for free. These basic geoinformation call for the investment as well. Next, please. Furthermore, PLATEAU places emphasis on tech community building. Open data has meaning when it is used to enhance the technology for handling city GML and urban digital twin data throughout Japan. We organize various development competitions, hackathons, and workshops. As a result, there's been a lot of buzz and excitement in tech communities like X, GitHub, and local tech events, with people showing a wide range of products using PLATEAU's data. I'm explaining one of the most important features of PLATEAU. PLATEAU's data is not simply CG data made up of mesh, but structured data that expresses the meaning of urban space. For example, LOD2 building models define distinct objects such as roofs, walls, and floors. We can see the building and recognize where the roof and walls, but the machine cannot recognize them as humans' brain do. For example, each point of the roof has latitude, longitude, and altitude, and the information that point is part of the roof. So the machine can understand the place and the meaning of the city. In addition, PLATEAU's data has semantic information such as use, structure, year of construction. This feature enables more detailed analysis on entire city, such as areas where buildings are prone to collapse due to the earthquake or floods. Next, please. Thank you. PLATEAU's building data can be overlaid with various data. This is an example visual overlaid with urban planning zoning. This is a commercial area on red zone, and this is a residential area on yellow zone. We can see the high buildings are concentratedly built on red zone. Next, please. Similarly, in the city of edge of a lake, flood depths and landslide risks are overlaid. We can understand easily which area has risks. We are focusing on 4 important initiatives right now. The main role of the government is to expand the coverage of data and to create best practices for use cases. 3D city models are new data, and they are not being naturally utilized just because they are made as open data. We should take the lead in showing what can be done with PLATEAU's data, so that the data development and the utilization can proceed together. Based on use cases developed by the government, the utilization has been advancing among local governments, private sectors, and academia. Meanwhile, local governments have been developing the data with the support of the government. This is an important technology that supports PLATEAU, called PLATEAU View. It is a WebGIS application. Our mission is making 3D city models open for everyone. If we use the private GIS viewer, only people who have an account can see it. That's why we developed the WebGIS application from scratch. Everyone can access it on the website of MLIT. Let me introduce another important tool. It is the PLATEAU SDK for Unity and Unreal Engine. This tool makes it very easy to import and edit 3D city models in game engine. It's very important that we can use it in game engine to simulate in cyberspace and create applications. We also develop SDK toolkits, which offer a lot of useful toolkits, such as the Maps toolkit, the AR toolkits, the rendering toolkits, and the Sandbox toolkit. It helps you to create applications very easily. We have also released these toolkits as open source software on the GitHub. Thank you. So let me introduce what we can do by using PLATEAU's data. A wide range of use cases has been developed in various fields, not only in urban planning and disaster management, but also in tourism, energy policy, infrastructure management, and other fields. At first, I'd like to show you the use case for disaster management. This is an application that shows the temporal changes of the routes to the evacuation places when a river overflows and how they eventually become cut off. This is a point of evacuation. This is a point of overflow. And this is a point of evacuation place, school. And these are residential areas. Can you click it to play the video? The water comes from the river is spreading, and we can see the height of water easily, like this. It also allows you to visualize the water level in the actual city using AR technology. These white points are the evacuation route, and if you are delayed, the height of water reaches at this level. It is very useful for residents to simulate the optimal escape route from their homes and to visually appeal to them that if they delay their evacuation, they will lose their route to escape. Next, please. Next is the use case for the urban structure simulation. This is a software that simulates urban changes. 3D city models hold a lot of semantic information. By combining this information with policy options such as transportation and taxation policies, we can simulate the effect of policies. Of course, this is just hypothesis, but this system provides valuable insights for local governments in their decision-making process. Next, please. Thank you. Next one is a use case for city planning. In Japan, there are many types of landscape regulations. In the historical cities, there is a regulation called viewpoint regulation, which prohibits buildings that are so tall that they block the view of the historical buildings, such as castle. There is a castle on the top of the hill, and you cannot build higher than this red line. The green line shows how the castle appears from the viewpoint. You can simulate easily as the figure on the right side. The building you are planning is higher than the regulations. These regulations were traditionally examined on 2D maps, but by using 3D city models, these regulations can be easily visualized. Next, please. Thank you. This is a use case for energy policy. PLATEAU's data is also effective for simulating the potential of renewable energy. Because they have information on the shapes of roofs and walls, we can simulate the solar power potential for city scale. This figure shows that the area with darker colors have the highest potential for solar power generation. Also, we can simulate the reflection from solar panels. More and more local governments are starting to be interested in these kinds of energy policy. This is a large-scale clouded simulation. In this case, we utilize LOD4 building models, which are derived from BIM models. We can represent the inside of a building and simulate how people move from inside to the outside in an emergency situation. These models serve as maps for conducting agent simulations involving a scale of over 10,000 individuals. We cannot do this in a real city. Through these calculations, we can effectively plan evacuation strategies and control pedestrian flow at the block level. This is a tool for urban planning with using game. Do you know the game called City Skylines? Yes? It's a popular city building simulation game available on Steam. We have developed and published an extension program that allows importing PLATEAU's data into this game. We can play with the data of actual city. By using the game platform, anyone can engage in urban policies. It can be also used for educational objects. The students can learn policies in a fun way by playing games. Thank you. Next is a use case for urban planning with participating citizens. Visualizing urban development plans is also effective for discussing with citizens. Until now, urban planning was difficult to participate in without specialized knowledge. But with XR tools, you can easily visualize the image of the development. In fact, some local governments have workshops using XR tools that display buildings on the screen when curves are placed like this. So the local government can listen to the citizens' opinion before actual development. The AR technology will enable us to experience the idea of urban planning in a real city. This is an image of the sidewalks were widened, overlaid on the actual street. The plan created in cyberspace can be easily represented in the real world like this. This is due to the high potential accuracy of PLATEAU's data. Next, please. PLATEAU's data is also used for product of tourism. The metaverse is a useful tool to let us experience the local atmosphere at home. The basic data can cut a cost of making the metaverse contents. Next, please. This is a metaverse contents located in Kyoto, Kamo River. By creating such detailed models, we can express the beauty of the city in this way. We can hold the fireworks event like this without any regulations in the metaverse world. Next, please. Thank you. The 3 years has passed since the project started. The number of city models has been increasing and is expected to reach 200 by the end of next March. I believe that more and more local governments join this project and widen the potential of each cities. Next, please. We have many partners, and we are looking forward to growing this project together. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Tsubaki, for such an interesting and really inspiring presentation on PLATEAU. We understand that it will expand to 200 cities by the end of this fiscal year in Japan. I hope it will expand more to the international community as well. But I think it was almost, very promising already that it's a joint initiative by not just the central government, but many local governments and the private sector. And I can utilize open and existing public data with tools that enable participatory approaches, and it can be used for so many purposes beyond just urban planning and development. Thank you very much again, Ms. Tsubaki, for the wonderful presentation. This will conclude the morning first session of day 2. Next, I would like to give the moderating floor to Ms. Vailin Tsurina of Ogin for the next thematic session. Thank you very much.